Good evening, welcome all of you. Bande Matram. The topic we are going to discuss on this glorious evening on judging others. Most of the time, we judge others, how they are doing, how they are speaking, how they are going, what about their performance, many things, many ways. We keep judging them. Maybe we don't know where really we stand, something, but we think we are doing the great thing. But thing is that it is not your life, it is not your matter. Look out to judge others, because in spiritualism judging others is not at all helpful is not at all an helpful attitude. You must remember. So judging others, how can you be able to know others? Most of the time, one question was put to Sri Aurobindo, who answered briefly. What is actually man's human will, and what is divine will, and what is against it? How shall we know? Sri Aurobindo, without any delay, without any second thought, replied, only pure in mind and prominent in psychic, two conditions are required. Pure in mind and prominent in psychic, he can be able to know what is divine will and what is against it. That is what. So judging others, what is the criteria? What is the measuring rod? We don't know anything. Simply, we are living in the reasoning mind, the surface mind. We have got the surface mind. The reason counts a lot. We have measured our criteria, our measuring rod. We have created of our one. That is, for that only we have taken it for granted that what we are doing is correct. But thing does not go that way. Anyway, we'll read and know how Mother really tries to explain on this. Unless your vision is constantly the vision of the divine in all things, very difficult. I don't know if somebody has really understood this sentence, or of course, however, he has beheld this sentence in his life before judging others. He must be aware what really the mother wants to say. Unless your vision is constantly the vision of the divine in all things, constantly the vision of the divine in all things, you have not only the right, no right, but no capacity to judge the state which others are in. Where they stand, what they are doing, what is their real motto, what is their vision, how can we be able to know? Because it is you are on the surface, your mental reasoning mind does everything, and it is you are taking the decision, you are judging with the surface mind. How can you be able to know really the things what you are predicting is right? Impossible. You must to look after. So unless your vision is, constantly the vision of the divine, your vision must be the vision of the divine. That day, that great Mahabharata war. It was viewed by Sanjaya, the only man who witnessed. He had been given the power to witness all these things. So he was able to predict, he was able to describe what was happening. That is what. So in the vision of the divine, he who is staying can be able to know and have the capacity to judge the state in which others are in. That is what he was again the capacity. He has got the right, he has the capacity to understand, judge. And to the pronounce a judgment on someone is without having the vision spontaneously. That vision we don't have, but unnecessarily we pass our comments, our judgments. That is very difficult. So what happens to pronounce the judgment on someone without having the vision spontaneously. Vision means which way? Vision of the divine. In all things, the divine is there. That vision of the divine. So effortlessly, spontaneously, effortlessly is precisely an example of the mental presumption of Sri Aurobindo always spoke. Mental presumption, already we have spoken. In our mind, we have predicted something and we feel that is correct. Not definitely that is not correct, because we don't know. For us, we feel it is 100% right, but thing is that it is not going in our way. And it so happens that one who has the vision, the consciousness, very important, who has the vision, who has the consciousness, who is capable of seeing the truth in all things. I don't know how many have gone, how many have passed that way. What happens? Mother goes in three ways. Who has the vision? Who has the consciousness? Who is capable of seeing the truth in all things? Capable of seeing the things in all things. Never feels the need to judge anything whatsoever. If you have the consciousness, if you have got the vision, if you are capable of seeing the truth, naturally you won't try to judge the others in your limited version, limited mentality, and a limited format. So very difficult. And again, as your mother goes forward, so for he understands everything and knows everything. If you have got the vision, that consciousness, and that capacity, and again capacity of seeing, then you have become something, knows everything, understands everything. Therefore, once and for all, you must tell yourselves the moment you begin to judge things, people, and circumstance. Mother Course 3. When you start judging, begin to judge things, people, and circumstance, you are in the most, total human ignorance. So very great things Mother has quoted. You are in the very most, total human ignorance, most total human ignorance, when you, without being in the divine's vision, the vision, we are having the vision of the divine, without having that consciousness, that capability, that all vision, and capability of seeing the truth. If you judge, you try to pronounce your judgment, it is very difficult to announce what really is happening. So in short, Mother Quotes, in short, once could put it like this: when one understands, one no longer judges, and when one judges, it means it does not know. You must know where really you stand. You stand. That is a great thing spoken by Mother. When one understands, one no longer judges. When you understand the real thing, you no longer judge. And when one judges, it means that he does not know. So that the vision that must be there with you without any further misunderstanding, that you must know. So Mother finally tries to conclude: human is unable to judge. That is a great thing. Human is unable to judge. He can't judge. He is not able to judge. The conclusion is always the same. The only true attitude is one of the humility, of silent respect before what one does not know. Humility, humbly, you just say, I don't know. There is nothing wrong in it. But thing is that our ego pervades. Our ego stands. So with the help of the ego, I am saying, we feel we know a lot of things. But thing is that very not that way we are going. And of the inner aspiration to come out of one's ignorance, there must be an ignorance to come, no, aspiration to come out of one's own ignorance. That is very vital thing. So one of these things which would make humanity progress, if you know, if you accept, I don't know. If you understand, I don't know. If you admit, I don't know. So we must aspire to come out of this ignorance. Once this is done, humanity has to progress. Not only human being, human race humanity must progress. Most would be for it to respect what it does not know, respect what one does not know. There is nothing wrong. We are here to learn. This world is a vast tentative area where we can learn some everything at any moment, every moment. That is a great thing. Great opportunity has been given to acknowledge one willingly what it does not know, and therefore unable to judge. How can I don't know? How can I judge? Suppose I don't have any idea on music. Suppose somebody puts me on the stage to judge the remark. As a judge, I am seated. So what I can be able to do before going to the stage? My ego forbids. No, I have to be there because one opportunity has been given to me. But thing is that I am total unaware. But it make a very humble attempt to express that I don't know. I don't have the capacity to do so. To sit on the chair. So we constantly do just the opposite. That's what really we do. We pass final judgments on things on which we have no knowledge. Final judgment, not really interim or initial. final judgment, but we don't know. We are not what we are not knowing. We don't have knowledge whatsoever. And say in the presumptory manner, this is possible, that is possible. This is possible, that is possible. Presumption. With that idea, we just try to conclude everything. So this is impossible, that is this is possible, that is impossible. This is our presumption. When we don't even know what we are speaking of, that is what. Because we just presume, we are ignorant, but we don't have that much vastness to accept that we don't know. That boldness is not with us. We are lacking. So again, so, and if we put on superior airs, superior airs, because we doubt things of which we are never had any knowledge. If something is there, they are superior. We don't have the knowledge, but actually, with the surface mind, we try to pass judgments. But things is that it is totally contrary. We are not able to judge what's wrong in accepting, admitting, or telling a yes. That is a very difficult thing. Again, mother quotes, men believe that doubt is the sign of superiority. Very interesting line your mother has quoted. We men believe that a doubt is a sign of superiority, whereas it is really the sign of inferiority. Doubt, benefit of in cricket match, benefit of doubt, it goes in the on the batsman side, but normally it does not happen that way, because things have got their own way of moving, way of tackling. So it does not go how we really feel. It does not go so. Well, I can give you an example. One learned man was there in a king's court. So king felt, why unnecessary he is sitting? I am hiring judges. So he was promoted to be seated in the judges' seat. And after giving the appointment, the king wanted to know what really he is doing in his works. Anyway, he was been seated on the judges' seat, that bench. Then there was argument and counter argument. Once this argument started, without giving the knowing the counter argument, this judge passed. Okay, he is correct. Then the another person, that lawyer is speaking. How, without hearing me, how can you say that he is correct? So then this gentleman is taking, judge is speaking. Yes, yes, you tell. Now this has happened. Yes, yes, you are right. Then king suddenly rises up, gets up, stands up, and tells, without taking the things in a very thorough manner, how can you know number one is right, then number two is right? Then immediately this man is taking your lord, king, you are also right. And immediately he started running from the podium, from that chair. So king is ordering, you just try to catch him, and he was caught. And the king tried to explain, before passing any judgment, try to be humble, try to accept, try to listen. Then you pronounce your judgment. With once the judgment is pronounced, then everything goes wrong. Nothing. Once this is uttered, you have to do nothing here. Anyway, men believe that a doubt is the sign of superiority, whereas it is really the sign of inferiority. Then skepticism and doubt are two of the greatest obstacles, of course. Skepticism and doubt are two of the greatest obstacles to progress, and they have had, presumptuousness to ignorance. Very great thing you must know. Skepticism and doubt are two of the greatest obstacles, and obstacles to progress. They are presumptuousness to ignorance. You must know. Vande Mataram.